B Company, 10th Battalion, 2nd Infantry, Basic Training, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. B Company's final exam in CBR, chemical, biological, and radiological training would be to successfully survive the chlorine chamber. Chlorine gas will kill you dead as an air-breathing mackerel if you screw up, so before visiting that facility there was the CS gas chamber. CS is riot gas and will incapacitate you pretty fast. It causes your face, and any exposed skin, to feel as if it is burning off, your eyes to gush tears uncontrollably, and, if inhaled, proceeds to attack the lungs and leave you coughing, if not puking. It's awful stuff. The theory was that experiencing the CS chamber would give us a chance to practice our masking skills and develop the confidence to face the chlorine chamber. By masking I mean taking your gas mask out of its case and properly putting it on and clearing it so that there was no gas trapped in it when you took your first breath. We entered the CS chamber a squad at a time with our masks on, then, at Sergeant Savage's command, were to take them off, shout out our name, rank and serial numbers in unison and replace the masks. Sergeant Savage was our company DI. My squad entered and went through the drill. We were putting our masks back on when fun-loving Sergeant Savage steps up and stops me. "Private PXXXX, he shouts through his mask. "What is your first general order?" "Sergeant, my first general order is to remain at my post and obey all orders of the Sergeant of the Guard." I choked out. Don't hold me to that. I have not the foggiest notion what the first general really is 30+ years later. By now I'm dying, burning all over and choking like mad. Sergeant Savage continues with his fun. "Good, Private PXXXX, what is your third general order?" I was unable to reply. I was suffering so. "Get the hell out of here, PXXXS. He snaps. I did. I had no idea he liked me so. Okinawa, 51st SOC, early 1966. It's time for requalifying in CBR, a rehash of our basic training. There is a GP medium tent set up on the ball field near the gym that will serve as the gas chamber. This being the ASA, the training sergeants were giving us the short course so as not to cut too deep into our quality time at the EM club, or, more importantly, theirs. We will have to go through the gas chamber, however, to complete the course. After the verbal stuff, we proceed over to the tent affecting boredom and playing grab-ass. I am a member of the first group to enter. Immediately upon entering, I feel as if my skin was on fire. There are small round dishes with smoking pellets in them giving out with the CS gas. It looks pretty dense, not like I remembered from basic. The command to unmask is given, and the instant we do, every one of us doubles over, gasping and choking, every orifice absolutely on fire. I feel like I am about to die. A couple of the smarter ones run out of the tent. The sergeants see there's something dreadfully wrong and start shouting and shoving everyone to get out. No one had to be invited twice. Turns out that there was about 5 times the concentration of gas that there should have been in that tent. We were all sent to the aid station to get checked out. Just minor complaints after we aired out for a while. Vietnam, 856th Radio Research Detachment, late 1968. You moved all over, ended up in some pretty odd places, ARVN camps where the little fuckers walked around holding hands, I shit you not, GI, or freaked out living with the popular forces in some shithole where even the cooking smelt like death warmed over. This one, the little hole in the jungle that the infantry ran patrols out of, sucked because it was so small and so spooky because the jungle came right up to the bunker line. I had just returned from Kuala Lumpur from an R&R carrying a gift bestowed on me by the sweet little lady I had spent my week with. I didn't know that yet though. I had been choppered into the place a couple of days before and hated it on sight. The base had been created by simply pushing trees over with a tank dossier and scraping out cleared spots here and there for the bunker building grunts. There were splintered stumps and trees lying every which way. Pissed off snakes were a danger there too. The base was only about 200 foot or so across, and as I've said, the 100-foot trees of the surrounding jungle started at the very edge of the perimeter. It was dark and humid in there, let's not speak of the bugs. The infantry detailed to provide security were a nervous lot, generating many false alerts and reports of movement out in the jungle. The night prior to this, a trooper walking to a water buffalo to fill his canteen had been shot and killed by a bunker guard. That fellow was about 15 foot from me when he went down. The guard never challenged him, just fired 3 M16 rounds into his back in rapid succession. Pop, pop, pop. When it happened, I had been heading to that water point to fill a water jug without a thought to danger, probably thinking about pussy or maybe the mortar attack. Right at dusk we had all had a fortunate break. The gooks had attempted to mortar us, but their shells, maybe 10 of them, had fallen harmlessly in the jungle 50 yards out. Bad aim, not usual for them. A couple of days later, around 2,000 hours, we ASA troops, maybe 5 of us, were bullshitting outside our bunker about 20 foot in from the perimeter. Said perimeter had recently been outfitted with the latest in human wave stopper technology, a CS gas launcher gizmo that fired 24 gas grenades in a fan pattern. Every other fighting position on the line was outfitted with one of these neato things. I wanted one to play with. We were gabbing along nicely, thinking of hitting the sack, when suddenly I was startled nearly out of my skin by a volley of rapid explosions, close by. It was the gas grenade device at the nearest bunker firing off its load, the shells arching out and bouncing crazily off trees and creating a dense blue/white cloud clearly visible even in the dark. A few seconds later the gas comes rolling back in, engulfing the ASA bunker. Gassed again. I knew it would be useless to look for my gas mask. Its canvas case was slung over a nearby tree branch full of M79 rounds, and I knew damn good and well that the mask was stowed safely in my locker back at Long Bin. The infantry types had been playing around with their new toy and had accidentally fired it. The last time I was gassed was in Washington, D.C. near the Washington Memorial, about a year after the jungle incident. I was ideally watching a bunch of unwashed yahoos demonstrate against the war, when the grim-faced riot police launched a counterattack from the parking lot of a nearby building. I got upwind fast after seeing that the so-called pig's opening gambit included CS gas being fired at the crowd, old hat to me by then.